Hello guys, Kami C Roblox Adventures here. Today we have some really big piggy news, which is probably the biggest news we've had in a very long time. But before we begin, it would be much appreciated if you like the video and subscribe to the channel, since I am nearly at 400 subscribers. So last weekend we had the first out of the 2 character focused chapters, and this chapter will hopefully be coming this weekend. You guys may have seen in my last video about how this chapter is going to be Zizzy related and how we're going to be playing as Zizzy in this chapter. And how I think we're finally going to find out what exactly happened to Zizzy after we left her in the refinery map, but let's talk about the hints and the leaks first. So Minitoon first tweeted on his Twitter page 4 emojis, an oil barrel emoji, a timer emoji, a right arrow emoji and an insolence eye emoji. The oil barrel is talking about the oil refinery, and the timer emoji is a ticking clock counting down before someone either turns into an infected or an insolence. That's how I guessed that this chapter is going to be about Zizzy, and I might be right, because Minitoon tweeted a leak of the chapter not long after the first leak. If you brighten up the pictures, it turns out this map is the refinery, but there are some pretty big changes to this. The first leak seems to be on the second floor of the refinery because we can see the archway where the guard stands. Also in the first leak we have some weird black stuff on the ground. The funny thing about this is that this isn't actually the first time we've seen this black substance. We've seen this substance before inside the distorted memory chapter over a year ago. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me explain. So the chapter is no longer in the game, as it was a limited time event chapter. But if you do want to play it, it's still inside the piggy, but it's 100 players game. Basically what this chapter was about was George having a nightmare about the events that happened when his family got infected. Then at the end of that chapter George actually got infected. Then it turns out it was all a nightmare, and it was possibly the insolence overseer who was inside of his head messing with him and trying to control his thoughts. This upcoming chapter seems to have a very similar situation. We know Zizzy got attacked by Polly and time is running out before she gets infected. So it looks as though we're gonna be playing as Zizzy through the refinery map again, except with some changes, while the insolence overseer is inside her head just like Georgie. The interesting thing about the first leak is that if you brighten it up, there is that text that says, "Where to?" So yesterday Minitoon tweeted our second leak for the chapter along with a zebra emoji, and of course Zizzy's hat is in the picture. So about the second leak. First off, we have a completely rusted table with that same black substance on the floor and the walls. Zizzy's hat has basically confirmed that this chapter is going to be about Zizzy. You guys remember that secret in Piggy Intercity, right? There was a secret hooded character called the Lonesome Wayfarer who shows up by the refinery in Piggy Intercity. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know this, but Piggy Intercity does take place after Book 2, which means whoever the Lonesome Wayfarer is. This could mean that Zizzy will be going someplace in this chapter. So here's the deal, she could be going to the camp where Pony and the rest of the group currently are. But unless you got the savior ending, Mimi will stay behind with Giraffe E at the factory. If Zizzy were to come all the way up to the camp, she would have to play a big catch-up role in the game, since she is all the way back at the refinery, and the camp is all the way across the ocean, which will be hard for Zizzy to get there. This is also more likely hinting that the Lonesome Wayfarer is Zizzy and we will run into her in Intercity. We don't know if she is infected or possessed by the insolence, but maybe this chapter will end with her getting infected, but we will find out when the chapter comes out. So remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.